Picture this, a 105-story hotel, taller than the Eiffel Tower, so massive it has 3,000 rooms and 3.9 million square feet of space inside. At night, its glass exterior lights up with dazzling light shows and fireworks, turning the entire city skyline into something out of a science fiction movie. From the outside, it looks like something you'd find in Dubai or New York, or maybe even on another planet. But here's what nobody tells you about this building. In over 30 years, not a single guest has ever walked through its doors. Not one. No check-ins, no reservations, no staff, no guests. Just an enormous, glittering, completely empty tower standing alone in the middle of one of the most secretive nations on earth. And the story of how this happened? It starts with jealousy, then comes collapse, then humiliation, then a deal that fell apart, then American sanctions, and finally, a world record that no country ever wants to hold. This isn't the story of a building. This is the story of one country's desperate attempt to prove something to the world, and how that attempt went so catastrophically wrong that they couldn't even tear it down. Welcome to Kenful TV. The building. The hotel is called the Ryugyong Hotel, and it sits in Pyongyang, the capital city of North Korea. At 1,080 feet tall, it towers over every other building around it by nearly 10 times. Its triangular pyramid shape stretches so high into the sky that on certain days, it disappears into the clouds. It has 105 floors, 3,000 rooms, a planned revolving restaurant at the top, and what was supposed to be the world's highest observation deck. On paper, this was going to be one of the greatest hotels ever built. In reality, it became the world's most expensive ghost building. Why North Korea built it? To understand why this exists, you have to go back to 1986. The Cold War was in full swing. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a global battle, not just with weapons, but with influence, with symbols, with the question of which side of the world looked more powerful, more advanced, more worth following. North Korea was firmly on the Soviet side. South Korea was with America, and these two neighbors, separated by one of the most heavily guarded borders on Earth, were obsessed with one-upping each other in every way possible. In 1986, a South Korean firm built the world's tallest hotel in Singapore, what's now known as the Stamford Hotel. And as if that wasn't enough, South Korea was also hosting the 1988 Olympics, putting itself on the world stage in the most visible way imaginable. North Korea was watching all of this, and North Korea was furious. So they made a decision. They would host their own international festival in 1989, essentially their own version of the Olympics, and to host it, they would need to expand their airport, build a new stadium holding 150,000 people, and construct a hotel. Not just any hotel, the tallest hotel in the world, one that would take that record straight from South Korea. 105 stories, 3,000 rooms, a crown jewel for Pyongyang that would tell the entire world North Korea can do anything. When it all started falling apart, construction began in 1987, and almost immediately, the problem started. Building something this tall required enormous amounts of steel. North Korea didn't have enough, so they made a decision that would haunt them for decades. They would build the entire structure out of concrete. Concrete changed everything, including the shape. To make a concrete skyscraper of this height structurally stable, engineers designed each side at a roughly 75-degree angle, giving the building its distinctive pyramid shape. By the time 1989 arrived, when the World Festival was supposed to happen, the hotel was nowhere near finished. North Korea told the world it was a technical delay. Then they announced a new opening date, the 80th birthday of Supreme Leader Kim Il-sung. Construction resumed. The cranes went back up. Workers pushed harder. And then, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. Overnight, North Korea lost its most powerful ally, and with it, the financial support that had been keeping its economy alive. The country's economy didn't just slow down, it crashed. Construction on the Ryugyong Hotel stopped completely. The dream of the world's tallest hotel abandoned. Mid-construction, hundreds of feet in the air. For the next 16 years, the Ryugyong Hotel just stood there, unfinished, unpainted, no windows, a massive concrete skeleton rising above Pyongyang like a monument to failure. It was so embarrassing that the North Korean government did something extraordinary. They erased it from official maps. For years, State media acted like the building simply didn't exist. Foreign journalists who photographed it had their cameras confiscated. The building that was supposed to show the world North Korea's greatness had become the thing North Korea was most desperate to hide. At one point, there were serious discussions about demolishing it entirely, but that presented its own problem. If they tore it down, the whole world would see that North Korea had failed to finish a building. The embarrassment of leaving it up was bad. The embarrassment of tearing it down might have been worse, so it stayed. The Egyptian deal. In 2008, 16 years after construction stopped, North Korea struck a deal with an Egyptian telecommunications and construction company called Orascom. The deal was straightforward. Orascom would use its own money to finish the hotel and then operate it. By then, Kim Il-sung, the supreme leader who had originally ordered the hotel built, was long dead. But in his memory, the new opening date was set for 2012, the 100th anniversary of his birth. Orascom's workers arrived and got to work. The first thing they did was cover the bare concrete exterior with glass window panels, finally making the building look like something other than an abandoned construction site. Pyongyang's skyline changed overnight. It actually looked like a real hotel now, and then everything fell apart again. American sanctions. In 2011, Kim Jong-un took power in North Korea. His arrival triggered a fresh wave of international pressure, and the United States imposed new sanctions specifically targeting luxury goods imports into North Korea. Every high-end material needed to finish the Ryugyong Hotel's interior, the furniture, the fixtures, the finishes, was now blocked. North Korea couldn't import any of it. The Egyptian company's deal quietly collapsed. The 2012 opening came and went. The hotel had glass windows on the outside now, but inside, it was still completely empty. Bare concrete walls, no elevators, no furniture, no rooms, nothing. The country that had spent decades trying to prove it could build the world's tallest hotel now held a very different record. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the Ryugyong Hotel is officially the largest unoccupied building on the planet. What it looks like today. The Ryugyong Hotel still stands in Pyongyang. At night, its glass facade lights up with spectacular light shows and fireworks, a glittering, beautiful shell surrounding 30 floors of absolutely nothing. Tourists who visit North Korea, and there are very few, can see it from almost anywhere in the city. It's impossible to miss, but they cannot go inside. Nobody can. Because inside, there is nothing. Just empty concrete floors stretching up 105 stories into the sky, where the world's highest revolving restaurant was once supposed to spin above the clouds. The building that was built to make North Korea look powerful to the world has spent 30 years doing the exact opposite. It is the most visible symbol of what happens when pride becomes more important than reality. And somewhere at the very top of those 105 floors, in the empty space where a restaurant was supposed to overlook all of Pyongyang, the wind still blows through bare concrete walls, waiting. I hope you'll like and share Kenful TV's videos, and your love and kind comments mean the world to us. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in another amazing video soon. Until then, bye bye and love you all.